So greetings from Pennsylvania once again on an absolutely beautiful late December day. I believe today is December 29th, Wednesday afternoon, and the weather's just amazing. So we're going to take advantage of it, do another Union Canal video. So we're back here at Blue Marsh Lake, because this is where we ended in the last video. Back up there is the dam. And somewhere around here was Lock 45, which isn't here anymore. Now, I showed you a picture of it in the last video. So, and back that way is where we came from in the previous video, all the thorns and brush. Yeah, so back up that way beyond that parking lot is where we busted out of the underbrush, came out this way. Because there's a Topahawken Creek, and back behind us is Blue Marsh Dam. Like I said, Lock 45 was here somewhere, maybe like, who knows, maybe right here somewhere, or a little bit beyond, but no longer anymore. So I've been looking forward to doing this section, but at the same time, this is where things are going to change a little bit. It's a little bit more difficult because, you know, the sections we've done so far have been fairly easy to follow. We've had paths, well, except for the very last section where you're just busting through the brush. From here, this whole section here in Blue Marsh, locks, we'll start here at Lock 45. Locks 45 to 36 have all been affected by the flooding of the Topahawken Creek for Blue Marsh Lake, the dam behind us. Of course, Lock 45 was right here, was destroyed. And all the others, Lock 36 is still there. We found that one last winter, and then we kind of revisited it this past summer on a kayaking trip. So that one is still there. Because I had read that one was destroyed, but it's not. So that's what makes it complicated too, because different sites say different things. Oh, the lock isn't there anymore, it is. And so sometimes it's hard to know what you're going to find when you actually go looking for things. Alright, so I need to yap a little bit about what the plan is for today. Obviously, like I said, things are going to be a little different on this end where the lake is. We still might be able to find some things. I know further up the lake you can still see some of the remains of the Union Canal. Oh yeah, but the thing is, during the winter time they lower the lake levels quite a bit, so sometimes things that are hidden during the summer are revealed. But that's more dramatic at the northern end of the lake. Here at the southern end of the lake, water's still pretty deep. So like locks 44 and 43 are still going to be underwater. We're not going to be able to see them, but I'm still going to take you to roughly where they were. I'll point out to the water somewhere. There's where Lock 44 or 43 was. So those, yeah, we won't be able to see it all. Lock 42, I don't know where Lock 42 is. I'll talk about that later in this video. I spent too long trying to find where Lock 42 was. But locks 41 through 37, we just might be able to find some remains of them. There's a trail that goes around the whole border of the lake, and sometimes that trail goes pretty close to the edge of the lake, sometimes a little bit further away. So we'll be using that trail to look for some of those remains of some of those locks. We'll see if we can find anything or not. I have hiked and explored up that section before, but never intently looking for the locks. So I have not gone looking for them. So what we do in this video is going to be, it's all about discovering together with you what we might find or what we might not find. So like I said, we'll see how far we get. I'd like to get up to at least Lock 37, looking for the remains of it. And as with the other videos, as I'm filming, I'll be throwing up maps of the locations that I'm at, at least where I think the locks were. And let me talk about that quick, the maps. I know I'm blabbing a lot here, but I've been using, for resources, I've been finding, there's a lot of old maps online. A lot of them we're in Berks County right now, so I typed in, Berks County Historical Atlas, and these cool maps come up of all the different townships from like the 1870s, and you can zoom in and see where the locks are. And I found some other old maps too. I'm not going to show those I don't want to get into copyright issues with these people. So, but you can easily look that stuff up yourself if you want to. So that's where that's the information I'm kind of using to determine where these locks were, or where they might still be today a little bit. And I also am just looking for the remains of the locks today. There's all kinds of stuff you could find in the Blue Marsh area as far as ruins go. Their whole towns were wiped off the map in order to make this lake. I mean, one nearby was called Blue Marsh. It was a village of Blue Marsh. We might come back to some of these places later, in later videos, explore, because some of them deal with the Union Canal too. But in this video, I'm just going to be looking for the locks. Alright, so enough yapping, and let's get to finding what we can. But I kind of needed to set the stage, though, for today's video. So once again, there is the dam. Behind that is Blue Marsh Lake. So we're going to head to where Lock 44 was, or may still be, but underwater. Alright, so this is the main day use area here at Blue Marsh Lake. It's always referred to as the beach. It's a little bit beachy down there, but that's also because they lower the lake levels in the winter, like I said. I've been here in the summertime swimming. Yeah, but somewhere out here is Lock 44. But I don't think we're gonna find anything. There's a bunch of seagulls down there. We might check those out. Beautiful spot out here today, though. If you come here in the summer, it is just packed with people. But yeah, usually, like I said, this is all covered in water up to here. But it's still not low enough to see Lock 44. Which is, like I said, is out here somewhere. Because when I throw the map up, you'll kind of see kind of where it is in relation to where we are, roughly. Yeah, check out all the seagulls up there. I'll try to zoom in. Not sure how close I can get to them before they fly off. Yeah, well, tons of them out there just hanging out. Enjoying the beach, getting some beach time. You guys know where Lock 44 is? Alright, we'll let them go though. Yeah, so it's an absolutely beautiful day out here on the beach. The beach of Blue Marsh. I'm like the only person here. Kind of seems odd a little bit, but yeah, so Lock 44 out there somewhere. So we're gonna head to Lock 43 now. Once again, it's gonna be kind of like this, but we're gonna head over to the State Hill boat ramp. And once again, we're just gonna look out into the water where Lock 43 is or was or might still be to some extent. I think I'll talk a little bit about Lock 42 over there as well. But yeah, beautiful spot. Seagulls are pretty cool back there. All right, let's get going. All right, and here we are at the State Hill boat launch. One of the places if you're gonna come boating here at Blue Marsh is where you can put your boat in. And you can see the lake levels have been lowered. Right there normally would be the edge, but lowered out to there. You can see it clearly over there. But not lowered enough to see Lock 43. Where is Lock 43? Out there somewhere in the water, I believe. Yeah, so from looking at all those old maps, trying to compare them to the modern ones, there is kind of like a point here that sticks out a little bit. And yeah, I think right across the lake there. The canal would have been on the other side of the creek, the Topockin Creek. Of course here it's all dammed up into a lake. Doesn't look very creek-like. I was pretty sure maybe over there on the edge of that woods somewhere, down a little bit, under the water is where Lock 3 was. Maybe still is to some extent. And so as with Lock 44, we're not going to be able to see anything unless we had some scuba gear. But like I said, Blue Marsh isn't all that clear. Although today the water looks a little bit clearer. Maybe you could see something. Alright, but let me go ahead and throw up a picture of Lock 43 from what that website on the Library of Congress that has some pictures of these that they took before they dammed things up here at Blue Marsh. Yeah, just taking a closer look at the water today. It does look pretty clear today. A lot of times here at Blue Marsh, like I said, it's just quite a murky to say the least, but not so much today. And then yeah, what about Lock 42? I don't know where Lock 42 is. Like I said, I think I mentioned that a little bit at the beginning of the video. I poured over the old maps. None of them had Lock 42 labeled anywhere, so I'm not sure. There's a picture of it that I have, but so I'm pretty sure it existed, but I don't, as far as to where it exactly is, I don't know. Maybe we'll go looking for it one of these days, but I'm not sure. Even if they lower the lake levels, I don't, since we're still, Lock 42 would still be down at the southern end of the lake, which I don't think the the water levels drop low enough to be able to see remnants of the canal at all, even for Lock 42 probably. So unless one of my viewers knows more information about it, we're just gonna have to let Lock 42 go. Trust me, I spent several hours trying to find it with the maps and stuff, and to no luck. All right, so we're gonna head on up to the Mount Pleasant area and try to see if we can find anything of locks 41 and 40. Hopefully, we'll see what happens. Like I said, we'll be walking a little bit on the border trail, the lake border trail around Blue Marsh, and we'll see if we can see anything. All right, but before we totally leave the area, I thought I'd quick show this view to you. This is looking up above. The boat ramp was just down that way. But here you can kind of see that curve in the lake where the creek used to be. Well, it still is, but just below. Yeah, so down there somewhere was Lock 43, and of course Lock 44 was up there somewhere. I think just around the corner up there is where the beach was. But yeah, beautiful view up here. All right, now let's head up to the Mount Pleasant area. All right, so I parked just off of Route 183 here at Mount Pleasant, and this is the multi-use of the lake border trail that goes around Blue Marsh Lake. All right, so like I said, I don't know if locks 41 and 40 are going to be visible back here or not. I know Lock 41 was important to the town of Mount Pleasant, which I think large amounts of Mount Pleasant were destroyed when they made this dam too, I think. If I remember correctly, might look for remains of that sometime. Then Lock 40 is back here too. So, we'll see. Never gone. I've only hiked this section of the trail once, years ago. Probably before I even started filming, I think. So, I have no idea what we'll find. I do have GPS. I have rough GPS coordinates for where the locks should be, so we'll see how that works out. We're walking through a nice little red cedar forest here. But yeah, beautiful day to be out. Whether just hiking or for looking for locks for the Union Canal. Yeah, so here's mile marker 24 on the trail. So I have a little map along with me. It looks like we have about a mile to go. It's just before mile marker 23. So we got a little ways to go. Yes, I was making my way down trail and something caught my eye over here. Almost looks like a section of the canal, but it's not. Not up here on top of the hill. Guessing in some kind of a quarry. It's like limestone over there. But yeah, interesting feature through here. Maybe we'll see where it comes out down at the bottom. I vaguely remember that from years and years ago. It's kind of funny how things jog your memory a bit. Yes, there's looking up that same cut. It's all severely overgrown. I know, we might have to explore that someday. Another day, not today. We'll log that away in our memory. So I've come off trail a little bit just to assess the situation. Man, look at just overgrown. This is not the place I need to be yet, but hopefully the whole area isn't like this. All right, let's head back to the main trail. All right, so Lock 41 is going to be a bust too. I mean, my GPS coordinates say roughly out there somewhere. There's kind of a little bite in the lake here. Of course, the Topahawken Creek would be flowing out there, you know, underneath the lake, I guess you could say. But yeah, from what I could best tell, Lock 41 is out here somewhere, and the lake levels are still too high up this way. So I don't see it. Even looking down over the edge, it's just a steep drop off. There's nothing, you can't see any remains of the canal. At this point, the canal is still all underwater. But there you go. well, we can see Lock 41. Alright, but we're going to keep heading up the trail a bit more to where Lock 40 would be, but seeing what the lake levels look like up here, I doubt we'll be able to see anything of 40 either, but since we're out here, and I'm out here to see what we can find, we're going to go check it out. It's not too far, it's just up around the bend up here, but let's, I think I'm going to go down to the lake actually here, get a closer look at it. Yeah, so here we are right down by the lake. Yeah, still just way too much water. And you can see that the lake level has been lowered from here all the way down, but not far enough. Yeah, so our canal is still probably out here somewhere. So like I said, that probably doesn't bode well for Lock 40, but onward we go, and you never know. At least that's what I've learned from doing all this hiking and exploring. Sometimes it pays to just have a look. Sometimes you're surprised. So I'm down by the lake again. I'm just gonna walk along here for a bit, as long as I can. Lock 40 is just kind of around the bend up here. Not sure if we can get to it just by walking along the beach here or not. Yeah. Beautiful out here. Yeah, but underneath the waters here somewhere is the Union Canal. One reason there's hope sometimes of finding some remains is sometimes the canal doesn't always follow right next to the creek. Sometimes it's up a little ways from that water source, but in this case I'm pretty sure it was down this way. There won't be anything up here just by looking at the terrain. But sometimes you never know. You have to check. Yeah, so we're coming around the bend here. We got a huge wide open area here. Remember, this is usually underwater during the summer. So I gotta check my GPS again, but I think up here somewhere would have been Lock 40 as the canal would make its way up here. I don't know if you can hear that noise. Okay, it's quiet now. Something over there was fussing. Huh. It's still making a noise. Alright. Alright, so somewhere in here was Lock 40. It's out in the water there somewhere, as we figured it would be. Like I said, we had to check. But as with the others, I'll put a picture up of what it used to look like when it was not underwater. So 41 and 40 are both a bust too. I mean, we got to the locations of where they were, but we just can't see anything. All right, but now we're gonna head up to Lock 39. We're gonna head up a little bit further north to where to the location of Old Church Road. And I have a little bit of hope for this one because as we get further up the lake, the water level droppage is quite more significant because you're further away from the deep end down south. So we might, and it looks like that section of the canal is just a little bit further away from where the creek was. So we'll see. I'm not sure, but we'll see. All right, so I gotta walk ahead of me to get back to Naomi. So I'll see you at the next location. But before we get to the next section, I just want to re-emphasize that those coordinates I had were not exact coordinates. They're just rough estimates based off of comparing current Google Maps with the old maps. So their locations would have been not exact there, but you can see the whole area is underwater, so it doesn't really matter in that case. Just want to point that out again. Well, here we are at the parking lot for Old Church Road. It's a popular place for people to park to access Blue Marsh. There is Old Church Road itself, and then on the north side is where Lock 39, or was at one point, but you can see it's still, water's still pretty high at this end. But let's get to the other side and see what assess the situation over there. Alright, so we've crossed the road, made it to the other side. Looks like we have a mud fest up here. Alright, I gotta figure this out. Alright, so I do not have super high hopes of finding anything over here. A little bit of hope, maybe. Oh, here's more of those monkey balls again, the Osage orange. I see a lot of these lately. All piled in the ground there. Alright. I've hiked this section pretty often, coming back this way. Never really remembered seeing anything, but I wasn't really looking either. So here's a little side trail down to the lake. So I don't see any remnants of anything looking canalish down here. Get down, but then again, maybe there's something a little bit up away from the creek. We'll just have a look around. Yeah, so I came back up from the lake, just kind of going off trail here a little bit. Just checking things out. So this area in here is a bit suspicious. Right up there's Church Road, just parked on the other side, but there's like a pile of dirt over there, and over on the other side you have this low-lying area, but I don't think it is canalish because it kind of looks like it's going uphill. The canals are flat, but just had a feel to it. It is very wet in here. But yeah, I don't think this is. Yeah, so way up there is that section I just walked through. But I don't know. Down there is the lake and the creek. I feel like we're just a little up too high for that to be canal related, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna go walk back down this way again. I'm just trying to be thorough here. Walk around, check things out. And you come out here, it's just all farmland. Let's go back down to the lake shore again. I'm just gonna walk up the lake a little bit just to see if there's signs of anything. Alright, well, I don't really see anything. Maybe our friend is out in here somewhere too. It's pretty shallow through here. But the thing is, sometimes when they dammed the lake up, sometimes prior to that, sometimes they contoured the edges here. They would remove the trees and other structures so that when water levels are raised back up in the summer and people boat through here, their boats won't hit submerged objects like tree stumps and old Union Canal locks. So sometimes that stuff was removed. So maybe it just got completely obliterated through here. Or maybe it is down in there. I think it's pretty shallow. I've kayaked through here. It's actually pretty shallow through here, but over there is where the creek bed actually is. The Toboggan Creek itself. Or the original creek bed, I guess you'd say. So I get the idea this area was just contoured, like I said. But I could be wrong. Maybe that feature we saw up there earlier was part of the canal, I don't know. It's a guessing game sometimes. But I think we're going to end here at Lock 39. It's going on 3:30, so we don't have a ton of daylight left. By 4:30 it's getting dark. And 38 and 37 are right next to each other, according to the maps. So, but I'll have to hike to that area again. Not as far as I did to have to get to the 40 and 41, but it'll still be a bit of a hike, so I think you're better off starting that off another day. And I do have more hope for those two. See, at that end of the lake, you can, when they lower the lake levels, you can see remains of the canal. We did when we went looking for Lock 37 last winter, so there's more hope up that way. Maybe. All right, I think we'll save that for the next trip out here. All right, so yeah, all our locks today were submerged underwater, but that's the way it is. You got to come looking though. All right, well, as always, thanks for coming along, and I'll see you on the next one.